Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into one of the most shocking and intense moments in the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. Recently, Russia launched a brutal strike on Kyiv, targeting critical areas in the capital. But what came after shocked the world. Ukraine's response was not only immediate, but also devastating for Russia. The cycle of attack and retaliation has reached a new level, and the consequences are echoing across the battlefield and into the halls of global power. The attack on Kyiv was another attempt by Russia to demonstrate its ability to reach deep into Ukraine's defenses. It was meant to send a message of strength and dominance. Yet, what unfolded revealed more about Russia's desperation than its control. Kyiv has become a symbol of resilience for Ukraine, and each strike against it only fuels the nation's determination to fight back harder. When Russian missiles rained down, Ukraine wasted no time in organizing a counterstrike that was swift and punishing. Ukraine's revenge came in the form of precision strikes on Russian positions, bases, and infrastructure. Unlike the indiscriminate attacks on cities, Ukraine focused its counterattack on strategic military targets. This was not just retaliation. It was carefully calculated to cripple Russia's operational capabilities. Reports emerged of Ukrainian missiles and drones hitting command posts, ammunition depots, and even striking deep into Russian territory. The message was crystal clear. Every attack on Kyiv would be answered with force, and Ukraine would not sit quietly. One of the key elements of Ukraine's counterstrike was the use of advanced Western-supplied weapons. Systems like HIMARS, long-range drones, and precision-guided artillery gave Ukraine the ability to hit back with incredible accuracy. Russia, which had grown accustomed to overwhelming firepower, was suddenly confronted with the reality that Ukraine's capabilities had grown far beyond what they expected. The damage inflicted was not only physical, but also psychological. Russian soldiers and commanders began to realize that no position was truly safe anymore. The world has been watching this escalation closely. Western allies, who have supplied Ukraine with billions of dollars in aid and weapons, saw Ukraine's retaliation as proof that their support was making a difference. Each Russian loss reinforces the argument that Ukraine can stand its ground and even push back. On the other hand, Russia's allies and sympathizers are growing concerned. The narrative of an unstoppable Russian military machine has been shattered by Ukraine's ability to strike back instantly and effectively. For the people of Kyiv, the situation is both terrifying and inspiring. The Russian strikes bring fear, destruction, and loss, but the knowledge that their country responds with strength gives them hope. Ukraine's government has been vocal about its commitment to defending every inch of its land, and the people see evidence of this with each counterattack. The spirit of resistance in Kyiv remains unbroken, and Russia's attempts to demoralize the population continue to fail. The speed of Ukraine's revenge also demonstrates a high level of preparedness. Unlike the early days of the war, Ukraine now has systems in place to respond quickly. Intelligence sharing with Western allies allows Ukraine to identify Russian launch sites and supply lines within minutes. This integration of technology, intelligence, and strategy has made Ukraine far more effective on the battlefield. Russia may have the advantage in sheer numbers, but Ukraine's coordination and precision are leveling the playing field. Russia's reaction to Ukraine's strikes has been one of frustration and confusion. State media tries to portray Ukrainian counterattacks as minor or ineffective, but the evidence on the ground tells another story. Videos and images show burning depots, destroyed equipment, and Russian soldiers fleeing targeted areas. This forces Moscow into a difficult position: admit weakness and risk losing domestic support, or continue escalating and risk even greater losses. Either way, Ukraine's ability to retaliate instantly puts Russia in a corner. Ukraine's success is also reshaping the dynamics of the war internationally. Countries that were hesitant to provide advanced weapons are reconsidering. The effectiveness of Ukrainian counterattacks proves that their forces can use modern systems responsibly and efficiently. This could open the door to even more powerful support, such as fighter jets or long-range missiles. Each new tool in Ukraine's arsenal increases the pressure on Russia and strengthens the resolve of Ukraine's allies, but the cycle of attack and revenge carries risks. Every strike and counterstrike escalates the war further, raising fears of broader conflict. NATO countries remain cautious about direct involvement, but the line between support and direct confrontation grows thinner with each passing month. If Ukraine continues to hit targets deeper in Russian territory, the Kremlin may feel compelled to respond in ways that could drag more players into the war. The balance is delicate, and the world is holding its breath. At the same time, Ukraine's determination cannot be underestimated. The war has already shown that they will not surrender, no matter how many missiles fall on Kyiv. Instead, each attack hardens their resolve and justifies their calls for greater support. Russia thought that targeting the capital would weaken Ukraine's spirit, but it has done the opposite. Every destroyed building in Kyiv is matched by a destroyed Russian depot. Every life lost is honored by striking back harder. In the larger picture, Ukraine's instant revenge highlights a truth that Russia did not want to face. The war is no longer one-sided. In the early stages, Russia advanced rapidly, seizing territory and striking with overwhelming force. But now the tide has turned. Ukraine is not just defending. It is taking the fight to Russia, making them pay for every missile launched. This shift in momentum is critical, and it signals that the war is entering a new, more dangerous phase. The brutality of Ukraine's response is a warning that cannot be ignored. For Russia, it means that attacks on Kyiv will no longer go unanswered. For the world, it shows that Ukraine is capable of standing toe-to-toe with one of the most powerful militaries on earth. And for Ukrainians, it is a reminder that they are not victims but fighters who will defend their homeland at any cost. As the situation continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the war is far from over. Each strike, each act of revenge, and each moment of resistance shapes the future of this conflict. Russia's attempt to break Kyiv has only fueled Ukraine's fire, and that fire is spreading across the battlefield with devastating consequences. Ukraine's instant and brutal revenge has changed the narrative. It has proven that the country is not only surviving, but fighting back with a force that even Russia did not expect. The coming weeks will show whether this momentum can be maintained, but for now, the world has witnessed a powerful statement. Kyiv will not fall, and Ukraine's retaliation will be swift, calculated, and unrelenting.